Look, this is just the first step, and it's meant to exert pressure on other countries like China, although it wasn't specifically designed for China, to discourage intellectual property theft. And Emily, this isn't a direct response to the alleged hacking by the Chinese army, and the core of this new strategy is increased trade sanctions. This is more about intellectual property than it is about cybersecurity. Now, the new strategy has 4 pillars. 1, focus on diplomatic efforts to protect trade secrets overseas. 2, promote voluntary best practices by private industry to protect those trade secrets. And 3, enhance domestic law enforcement operations. And 4, improve domestic legislation. That means working with Congress. And the U.S. government will provide companies more details about threats, so spy agencies to companies. But the brunt of this, at least on the cybersecurity side, increased diplomacy. That usually means, in this context, Emily, increased pressure.
Right, Hans, but how are they actually going to do that? I mean, the Chinese keep denying and denying and denying this, and there's no sort of indication that that is ever going to change.
Well, visas, right? That's one thing. If they get serious about this, they can start talking about visas and withholding them. They can also use the United States Trade Representative offices in negotiating new trade deals. But if they're going to get serious on this, Emily, it's basically visas with the Chinese and then also businesses' licenses to Chinese companies wanting to operate here in the U.S. Those are their 2 big levers. Now, they also want to reach out to other governments and have other governments pressure the Chinese. But that's part of a multilateral approach. And we're just really seeing the beginnings of a strategy. This is the first part of it. It's by no means a final cyber strategy.